Alright, so we have Manon Fiorot versus Mayra Bueno Silva. So both these guys are quite entertaining to watch. Both aggressive strikers. Fiorot, more of a karate stylist. She has very good range control. Silva, more of a Terminator, just kind of looks to walk you down and just pretty much throw offense. Defense is a little bit of an afterthought for Bueno Silva. But, when Silva does throw, everything is just with intent. It's the 3-2. She does hit quite hard with that straight right hand. She throws the straight right hand with bad intent, and you can tell she does have a bit of raw power. Fiorot, a little bit more technical, good kicks, very good dexterity in her hips. Her kicks come up fast, nice side kick to the body, to the knee. I feel like that's going to be quite a good technique against Bueno Silva, who just tends to just walk forward in a straight line, doesn't really cut any angles or switch up her striking entries, and she's generally where you expect it to be, which is right in front of you, trying to walk you down. So I feel like the side kick's going to be on for Fiorot. Fiorot is a southpaw, so it does open up the high kicks, the body kicks for Fiorot against Bueno Silva, who is an orthodox fighter. Silva also likes the high kick. She throws the high kick a lot off the clinch break, and she likes throwing hard twos off the clinch break as well, so you gotta, watch out off the clinch break when you're facing Bueno Silva, but also in the clinch as well, because she does have a very strong Muay Thai plum clinch. When she does get close to her opponent, she will look to, reach for the head, get the tie-ups, and look for knees to the head of the opponent. As we saw, the best example of that would be the Montana De La Rosa fight, where she just beat her up in the clinch, basically. Fiorot's not bad in the clinch either. She's obviously very strong there as well. You see when she ties up, hasn't faced the level of competition that Bueno Silva has faced, but she seems quite strong, like physically strong, so that helps out her clinch game a lot. But I'd be surprised if she gets, Bueno Silva in the clinch and starts, throwing her around like she has the other few opponents. For Fiorot, her hands are nice as well. Step in 1-2, step in jab. I feel like the jab and the 1-2s are going to be connecting quite a bit, just because Bueno Silva, her head doesn't move at all, really. Striker defense, as I said, it's more of an afterthought. Her defense, she's more looking for offense on the feet. She's just so focused on, walking you down and trying to land her own offense. So she is quite flat-footed. Head doesn't move a whole lot, just kind of follows you around. So the jab and the 1-2 I feel like are going to be landing a whole lot for Fiorot in this one. The lead right hook is nice for Fiorot as well. Check right hook as well, as the opponent does close distance. I feel like that's going to be landing quite a bit on Bueno Silva as well. In regards to the grappling, so for Bueno Silva, when she gets on top, or when she is on top, she will leave a bit of space, but she's generally looking to posture up or stand up in the opponent's guard and then just throw down straight punches. She does have very aggressive ground and pound. Arm bars off her back, we've seen her get a few arm bars off her back in the UFC so far. Fiorot, in the clinch, she will hang on to an underhook a little bit too long, and that can lead to opponents to stepping over her hips and then, looking for judo throws. And I think Liam McCourt, well, I've got my notes, Liam McCourt caught her a few times with judo throws, and that led to her losing a split decision, which I don't think she lost, but, it is what it is. It was a while ago. How these guys win fights, so for Silva, she eats shots well, and she's very vicious on the feet, particularly when she grabs the Muay Thai plum clinch. And for Fiorot, she's vicious as well, and she's got power in that wiry frame. She's got a good frame for the division. She's got killer instinct when she does hurt her opponent. I do like her as a prospect for sure. She's fun to watch as well. How these guys lose fights, for Bueno Silva, poor takedown defense, grappling tendencies as well, which I didn't really get into here because Fiorot, not much of a grappler. I'm not expecting her to dominate her on the mat. But yeah, poor takedown defense, and basically she's able to be controlled off her back for long periods of time. For Fiorot, nitpicking a little bit, grappling tendencies that I talked about before with the judo throws. Past the victory for Bueno Silva, heavy forward pressure, combinations in close, just really put it on her, Try and get her down. It's not really something that Bueno Silva looks to do a whole lot, but, try and mix in the takedowns. And for Fiorot, try and take the front foot off Bueno Silva, throw everything down the pipe, her head doesn't move a whole lot, and then the side kicks and the push kicks, because she's walking forward with that squared stance a lot. Also mix in takedowns at the end of the round in close rounds, just to put your stamp on the fight, but also just watch out for that armbar if you do take her down, because she is quick to lock it up. How I see this fight going? So this is a banger. You know, both crack, both are aggressive as all hell. I think it's going to be quite a fun fight. Style-wise, though, Bueno Silva is kind of just tailor-made for the karate stylist in Fiorot, because she's constantly going to be walking forward onto these side kicks, these push kicks, since she has a very squared stance, and she's very flat-footed, and she's not going to be cutting any angles, so she's just going to be walking straight forward onto the side kicks. Fiorot is going to be knowing where she is at all times. Fiorot could probably just win with just the side kick and the push kick, honestly. That's how often I think Bueno Silva would just walk into it. Like, she would just, and then repeat the process after that. But yeah, so larger octagon, it definitely favours Fiorot, as she has more room to maneuver and show off her footwork advantage over the flat-footed Bueno Silva. I think Silva's going to have a hard time finding Fiorot on fight night. Fiorot is just much better defensively as well, has some concerning tendencies in close, like in the pocket or just in boxing range, but her footwork advantage should save her from getting in close, or, you know, getting in too close of a proximity to Silva for long periods of time and taking too much damage in the pocket. So yeah, you know, Fiorot, she does look good, but she still hasn't faced anybody yet, really. Like, Bueno Silva would have dominated those two girls as well. I'm talking about Victoria Leonardo and Tabitha Ricci. But like, it probably wouldn't have been as clean or as masterful as Fiorot was able to do it, but she still would have just dominated those two opponents. I'm basically saying that she just hasn't been tested yet. So a lot of question marks around her. Like, she's crushed a bunch of cans on the regional scene, dominated two very overmatched opponents in the UFC in her first two fights. So a few unknowns with Manon. She has dealt with pressure well in the past. Like, I'm talking about like forward pressure, like when opponents trying to pressure her. Like, there was glimpses in the Leonardo fight where Leonardo was trying to pressure her, and then there was another fight on the regional scene which I can't remember, but the girl just wouldn't stop coming forward. But these guys couldn't really strike very well. She hasn't faced someone who will pressure that can actually strike. Bueno Silva can strike. She's a decent striker. Still going with Manon. Just because stylistically I think this matchup caused a lot of problems for Bueno Silva. But if Mayra just says to the hell with it and then starts just putting on suffocating pressure on Manon, and then just walks through all of her punches and somehow gets Fiorot to engage in a brawl, then it could get very dicey and very close. And I would definitely favour Bueno Silva in that type of fight. So yeah, we'll have a look at the betting lines. Alright, so prediction is Fiorot by decision. I don't see her finishing Bueno Silva, which is, I guess, what they're expecting, because fight goes the distance is plus money. So I can't see a finish. If there was a finish, I would expect it from Bueno Silva's side. Bueno Silva is just very durable. She eats shots very well. I don't see Fiorot finishing her. So what's Fiorot decision? $3. Wow. That's what I'd play if I like Fiorot. But I think the value is on Bueno Silva at anything plus over plus 200 or $3. I think that's value on Bueno Silva. I wouldn't play Fiorot at those odds just because of the unknowns. But I do think there's quite a good matchup for her. I mean, Silva by decision, $6.75. Wow. It's a little bit too wide. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that the first time I've looked at these odds. But yeah, Fiorot decision, Silva by decision, fight goes the distance, you know. I'm probably looking at all those. And the Silva money line.